Hey, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I want to give an update just on where my 401k balance is. It's been a couple weeks since I've done so on the channel. And I also want to talk about how much my employer has contributed in just providing free money into this retirement account. So right now, my 401k is a little over $68,000 invested. And if you saw my first 401k video, I talked about how I didn't actively start contributing to my 401k until January of 2024. And at that time, I had about $10,000 invested. Unknowingly, my company auto enrolls you into a 401k plan um, within like 30 days of employment. If you even if you select not to, you don't actively go in and set it up. And so unknowingly, I've accumulated $10,000 in a 401k. And this is the first 401k account that I've had since working professionally. And I've been working professionally since I was 18 years old. Started off part time for about 2 years. When I was 20, I picked up my first full time job. All of the previous employers that I've worked at had offered 401k accounts. But really, due to my ignorance, I never contributed any money to my 401k accounts or set them up, right? I listened to a lot of misinformation when it came to, the financial community on YouTube. A lot of people, stated that 401ks weren't great retirement plans. It's better to pick your own individual stocks. Taxable brokerage accounts are much better. 401ks are just for people that don't know what they're doing when it comes to investing. And me being so ignorant and young, I never understood what a 401k is and never contributed. And I deeply regret that because up until I joined this company when I was 24 and they auto enrolled me up until I was 24, so about 6 years professionally of working, I never contributed to a 401k. And when I think about even if I would have contributed 3% of my, you know, pay for per paycheck, I would have had a much better head start when it came to contributions in my 401k, right? So right now, how I've been able to accelerate my 401k over the last 2 years is in the year of 2025, I fully maxed out my 401k, contributed $23,500. This year, I'm planning to contribute the full match, which is the full max that you can contribute to the account, which is 24,500. And in the year of 2024, I think I was doing roughly like 15%, significantly up from the auto enrolled 4.5% that I was doing. Um, Already, and I'm pretty impressed with the results, right? To go from $10,000 all the way up to $68,000 within the matter of 2 years is quite remarkable. Now, what I'm most impressed about, and one of the things that sold me on the 401k when I first learned about it from my coworker back in 2024, was this idea that of what a contribution match is, right? And essentially what a contribution match is free money that you're going to get from your employer up to whatever percentage they set. Now, for the company that I work at, for the first 2 years of work, it's 3%, up to 300% for 3% after 2 years of employment. It goes to 4.5% for 100% match, and then after 5 years of employment, you'll get up to 6%, 100% match. So next year, in the summer of next year, I'll be 5 years with the company, and then I'll qualify for the 6%, 100% match. Looking forward to that. But they're giving me free money to funnel into my retirement account, and I think that is just a phenomenal concept and something that if I would have understood at a much younger age, I definitely would have funneled a lot of money into my retirement accounts and not focused so much on investing in taxable brokerage accounts. For me and for most people, investing in taxable brokerage accounts should be one of the last accounts that you funnel. The first thing that I think a lot of people should do and is really popular within the financial community is contributing to your 401k up to your employer match, and then focus on maxing out Roth IRA accounts, HSA accounts, which are other tax advantage accounts. And then if you have extra money, go back to maxing out, your 401k, because there's a lot of benefits in doing it. I talked about it in the previous video, but for me being a little bit of a higher income earner within like the Bay Area, working at the tech company that I'm at, um, being able to contribute up to the annual like limit helps lower my taxable income. So it defers my taxes, right? I'm going to pay taxes on my 401k when I withdraw at the age of 65 when I retire. But currently, it lowers my taxable income. You get the free money from your employer if they offer employer matches, which I think is great. It's also locks up kind of like your money, which I think is like pretty important for a lot of people when they're first like investing. And when I say lock up the money, I mean it's not easily accessible, right? Like you could do dumb shit like withdraw from your 401k now, but you're gonna pay penalties. Or I've seen and I know people, and I'm gonna make a video on this, which I think is bad. A lot of people take loans out against their 401ks. I think that's people shouldn't do that. That's just not a good thing. Everybody has their own unique situation, but that should be like a last like 911 resort. But I think once people find out that they can do that, a lot of people opt into doing that, which is just not good, right? Don't borrow against your retirement plan. Personally, I wouldn't recommend that. But I like it because since I've worked at my company, right, that I've been at, since I've been working here, over $14,000 of free money has been given to me into my 401k. And so when I think of the $68,000 balance, some of that comes from gains, but $14,000 of that is just free money that I got on behalf of the company that I work at. And that's what a lot of people I think don't understand. A lot of, and when I say a lot of people, I think a lot of people in my generation, younger generation, I'm thinking Gen Z. I talk to a lot of coworkers at work that are a little bit younger demographic, and many people don't understand how 401k works. They don't understand that they're getting free money if they enroll in this. They don't understand that they need to go in and increase their contribution limits in order to earn a higher percentage of contribution matches based off their tenure within the company. There's just so much kind of ignorance in this space. But I don't understand why a lot of people wouldn't want to take at least the employer match when it comes to 401k. I mean, once I heard that and understood that concept, it was a no brainer. I was like, I need to get as much money as I can into the 401k just to catch up. But I'm for sure going to make sure that I'm contributing up to the contribution limit. And I'm going to start sharing like this news with other people that I know, right? Because had I known this when I first started working at 18, I would have always enrolled into the 401k plans at the different companies that I worked at, right? And I would have had a much bigger portfolio. I for sure would have had already $100,000 total invested across multiple 401ks at the age of 28 if I would have taken advantage of this. But the first 6 years of my working career, I didn't do that. And unfortunately, there is a lot of Americans that find themselves in this space. I think as people get older, they start thinking about personal finances, whether it's debt payoff, investing, retirement, and oftentimes you always hear it. A lot of people regret not starting earlier, and this is why it's important really to kind of do a lot of research on different retirement accounts and how they work, what are the benefits? 401ks are great, but it's not the only retirement account that you want. There's pros and cons to having this as like an account. But one of the perks that most employers offer within the US is is a match, right? And now for me, when I look at like if I was to ever leave like the company that I work at, that's one of the first like benefits that I'm gonna like look at too. What does the retirement plan look like? What is what is the match gonna look like? Are they gonna contribute to the 401k and give me free money to invest into my retirement plan? Because that's a really good like benefit and really good perk that once you have it, and you start to see like how the money starts to add up and how much you're funneling into like your retirement accounts, like you just can't live without it, right? I could never take a job that doesn't offer a pretty good 401k match, or at least is hitting the average, right? So that's kind of it with the topic for today. If you're watching this video, to sign, contribute to your 401k, look at what the employer match is, contribute at least up into the employer match. It's so important to start doing this, especially if you're young and you are just starting out working. Um, Even if you're part time, some companies that have part time employees offer this, right? I know at my company, they have that because there's some people that have roles that are like part time and they offer that. But if you're young, definitely contribute to your 401k. You are going to thank yourself much later. And understand that when you're contributing up to the employer match, you're getting free money from your employer, right? And you can calculate and do the math based off of your contribution limits and all of those good things that your employer offers, how much money you can get gifted for free. So that's it for today's topic. If you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe. I'm going to continue to be dropping just videos daily, documenting kind of my journey through personal finances, lessons that I've learned, to provide inspiration, motivation, share free information with you all. And I want to build a really good community of people that are, financially disciplined and just moving in the same direction when it comes to personal finances. So hope you enjoy the video. Have a good day. Take care.